that's Brendan Powell. 3, Call Equiname, now the mount of Richard Dunwoody, who stands in for the injured Tony McCoy. 4, Shikari, Chris Maud, and 5, Priory Rose, Rodney Farrant.
And the market here shows Call Equiname 8 to 13, the odds-on favourite there. Sonic Star is 6 to 4. It opened at that. They tried to lengthen it, but they wouldn't let that go. It's back to 6 to 4. 6 to 1 out, half a point. Shikari, 66 to 1, double its opening price. Priory Rose, and if you like it, 100 to 1. Bill of Rights, but I think that about sums up his chances. 4 to 5 the favourite now, and 6 to 4 the second favourite.
There is Richard Dunwoody on number 3, Call Equiname. I'm hesitating a little because the colours are different there from what I've got on my paper here, but Richard Dunwoody is Richard Pittman told you is replacing Tony McCoy. Tony McCoy, who I had a chat to earlier, has schooled this horse, said he's jumped about 12, 15 fences. He said he's a bit brave at 1 or 2. So Richard, I don't think he'd be unduly worried not having sat on this horse over fences himself. He will have had a little bit of a chat to Tony McCoy, who will have told him all about him. He won on this card this time last year, Call Equiname, and he does look a very, very exciting prospect. Richard will be just a little bit worried going to the first fence here. He's already had a fall at that fence this afternoon. I often say there's a little bit of a drop to the other side of this fence here, and jockeys are always worried about horses going in too brave to the first, either standing off too far and dipping and turning over, or going to stand off too far and then changing their mind. So a horse first time on fences, you know, it's a lot of horsemanship for a jockey involved. Yes, but Woody's up to it. He'll have had a feel off this one on the way down. Well, what about number 1, Sonic Star? David Nicholson's runner here. Adrian Maguire on board. Now this horse has won its only 3 starts this season. In fact, the first of them at Stratford in July. It actually beat Shikari, who it meets again today. Shikari is £6 better off for the 8 lengths. Will that be enough to bring them together? I somewhat doubt it. 11 to 8 from 6 to 4. This is a very worthy second favourite, and he is certainly not out of it. If there are any chinks in the armour of Call Equiname, this one will find them out. Yes, there's a horse that's famous for letting Martin Pipe down. A bit unfair to him, really. Shikari, he was the only loser amongst Martin's 5 winners at Exeter earlier in the week. Looks to jump well, hasn't really found the form over fences that he has over hurdles. He's 6 to 1 from 11 to 2, but he shouldn't really be able to shake up Call Equiname. Now there are 2 outsiders in this, of course. Number 5 is Priory Rose with the cross belts, trained by Gerald Ham, ridden by Rodney Farrant, the son of the clerk of the course here. Good little rider, Rodney, too. Hasn't run for 504 days. I doubt whether it'll trouble the judge today. Yeah, there's a position I don't envy. Brendan Powell having an awkward ride there with the horse Bill of Rights bouncing along. I suppose I shouldn't say it, but I expect we won't be too disappointed if it decides not to start. Yes, I should give it a gentle tap. That's it, and please yourself whether you go or not, mate. But well, that's a difficult job for a jockey. Skewy's got his feet out. Well, he's just getting them in. I wondered if he was thinking of slipping off the side and letting it go. Give him a whack now. Get him to go completely the other way. No, he doesn't look as if he's going to have it. Yes. Oh no. Yeah. No. But Brendan is a horseman. He's riding quite short there, isn't he? Yes. I wonder if he's expecting to get fired out of the saddle, because he is, as I say, he's riding very short. It's a big horse, isn't it? Yeah. But. It was point-to-pointing skew, you know, and hunter chasing last, and it was a 101 shot when we saw it. It's owned and trained by Liz Scott, who Brendan told me is the mayoress of Axbridge, but you can't believe a word these jockeys tell you, can you? He's nicely bred. He's by Nicholas Bill. A lot of those horses, I always like the Nicholas Bill horses when I go to the sales, have a look at them. But this doesn't augur well for his chances. No, I don't think Brendan need worry about the first fence here. Right, well, let's take a check on the market, see if there are any changes there. Call Equiname still at 4 to 5. It's 11 to 8 there, just shortening slightly Sonic Star, the second favourite. And Shikari at 6 is 66 Priory Rose, and still 100 to 1 Bill of Rights. I think 100 to 1's probably generous. Well, I thought we were wrong for a minute. He was trotting towards the post, but towards the first. I think he thought the others had started, but he realises they haven't, and he's going to stay there.
It's quite amazing, Skew. What do you think goes through a horse's mind then to not want it to line up?
They don't want to do it, do they? I mean, sometimes horses, they get nervous. When we were talking about the horse earlier, our Chris getting warmed up, you know, it's a bad sign because they're not confident about something, and he's obviously, yeah, exactly. I think
probably the best way, if they want to try now, would be get off and lead it, you know, wouldn't it?
That's right.
I think this is a no-go. They're going without, aren't they? Good time to join John Hamner. Come on then.
Yes, it looks as if they're going without Bill of Rights. They are off, believe it or not, and Sonic Star not too keen to go off with the others. And they're going no rail pace as they go to the first, with the leader Priory Rose from Call Equiname. Then in third place Chicory. This is the first open ditch, and Priory Rose jumps it in front of Call Equiname. Then quite a gap to Chicory and another one to Sonic Star. Coming to the third, and Priory Rose, a rather reluctant leader. Jumps it well though. Call Equiname safe enough in second. Chicory third as they come to the fourth fence. And Priory Rose really jumping well in the lead. A big jump by Call Equiname in second place as they come to what will be the last next time round. The fifth this time, and Priory Rose, Rodney Farrance, let this one stride along, and she's clear of Call Equiname. Then in third place Chicory, and Adrian Maguire holding up Sonic Star, the most experienced, at the back of the field. And Priory Rose races down the hill with a clear lead from Call Equiname. Then back in third place is Chicory, and they're certainly going a lot faster now than they would be at the finish. And I've just looking back to see Bill of Rights is actually trotting back towards the stands, having declined to take any part in this race. Well, the hill slowed them up a bit, and it's Priory Rose by about 5 lengths from Call Equiname. The other two are closing up, Chicory and Sonic Star, as they come to fence number 6. They jump 3 in quick succession here. All important for these novices, these next 3, and Priory Rose from Call Equiname, who jumped well, gained ground, now within a length of the leader and going to the front as they come to the second open ditch. Call Equiname touchdown with a fractional lead from Priory Rose, then Chicory as they jump the 8th now. Call Equiname, Priory Rose dives at it and loses ground, and Chicory's a definite second now, and Sonic Star's just going past Priory Rose as they go to the water, the 9th. Call Equiname really warming to his work now in his first run over fences. Chicory a couple of lengths away, then 5 to Sonic Star as they go to the 10th fence. Call Equiname jumps that well. Ironic cheer from the crowd as Bill of Rights comes back past us, but meanwhile Priory Rose has been pulled up as the leaders jump 6 out, and Call Equiname over clear of Chicory, who just shortened up going into it, but is still well on terms with Call Equiname, who's travelling very comfortably for Richard Dunwoody as they run to the straight with 5 to jump. But Chicory is just a length and a half away, and now Sonic Star comes into contention. Adrian Maguire determined not to put Sonic Star into the race early on, has now crept onto the heels of the leader Call Equiname, and we'll see what happens in this long straight with 5 fences to be jumped. Call Equiname, the odds-on favourite. Sonic Star, the second favourite on the outside. Chicory still in with a chance with the blinkers on the inner as they jump 5 out. Call Equiname, Sonic Star, and Chicory is down. So that just leaves the 2 of them in it, the 2 contenders, and here is Call Equiname at the last ditch, 4 out, and has kicked clear of Sonic Star, who just brushed through it, and Call Equiname comes to the 3rd from home and looks in control at this stage for Richard Dunwoody at the 3rd last. and he didn't obey his rider's instruction there. He just shortened up, whereas Richard asked him for a big jump. Coming to the second last. Let's see how he takes this one. In a bit close again, Call Equiname. Sonic Star just nods on landing, and coming to the final fence, the 16th and last, Call Equiname is well clear and jumps that quite well, just nods a little bit on landing, but Call Equiname makes a successful debut over fences for Richard Dunwoody, standing in for the injured Tony McCoy, and Call Equiname, an impressive winner. Sonic Star the only other to finish unless Chicory is remounted, but the winner is number 3, Call Equiname, owned by Mick Coburn, PK Barber and C. Lewis, trained by Paul Nichols and ridden by Richard Dunwoody. Second was number 1, Sonic Star, owned by Mr. R.F. Nutland.